Central American immigrants in the United States. Hega click aquí para leer este artículo en español. For more than 40 years, political and economic instability, widespread violence, and environmental disasters in Central America have combined to prompt migration to the United States, chiefly from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Climate-related events have also contributed to immigration, with prolonged droughts, hurricanes, and other extreme weather occurrences disrupting agricultural production and displacing rural populations throughout the region. As family and unaccompanied minor encounters at the U.S.-Mexico border have increased over the past decade, U.S. administrations of both political parties have responded with efforts to address the root causes of this migration, deter arrivals through increased enforcement, or offer alternative legal pathways for certain people in need. U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) encountered nationals of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua at the U.S.-Mexico border 433,000 times in fiscal year FY 2024, a decline from the historic high of about 705,500 in FY 2022. Recent months have seen even sharper reductions in arrivals from the region seeking to join the more than 4.3 million Central American immigrants resident in the United States as of 2023. The foreign-born from Central America accounted for 9% of all 47.8 million U.S. immigrants in 2023, representing a fast-growing population. A significant share of these immigrants lack legal status, although nearly one-third are naturalized citizens, and many others are lawful permanent residents, LPRs, also known as green card holders. While employment rates differ among nationalities, Central Americans are more likely than the overall foreign-born population to be in the U.S. labor force and to have arrived since 2010, but less likely to have a high school diploma. This spotlight provides information on the Central American immigrant population in the United States, focusing on its size, geographic distribution, and socioeconomic characteristics. Size of immigrant population over time and by country. In 1980, there were about 354,000 Central American immigrants in the United States. By 1990, that population had more than tripled, and there has been strong growth in every subsequent decade. See Figure 1. From 2010 to 2023, the number of Central American immigrants grew by 42%, more than twice as fast as the overall U.S. immigrant population, 20%. Immigration from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras has been the largest contributor to the growth of the Central America-born population in the United States since 1980. Roughly 85% of Central Americans in the United States in 2023 were born in one of these three countries. See Table 1. The fastest-growing groups since 2010 are Hondurans, whose numbers grew by 79% between 2010 and 2023, Nicaraguans, 52%, and Guatemalans, 50%. The number of Salvadorans, the largest origin group, grew by 23% during the same period. Most Central American immigrants live in states along the U.S.-Mexico border or near the coasts. More than half were in California, Texas, Florida, New York, or Maryland as of the 2019 to 23 period. The top 5 counties for Central Americans were Los Angeles County, California, Harris County, Texas, Miami-Dade County, Florida, Dallas County, Texas, and Prince George's County, Maryland. Together, these 5 counties were home to 28% of all Central American immigrants in the United States. Click here for an interactive map that highlights the states and counties with the highest concentrations of immigrants from Central America or other regions. As of the 2019 to 23 period, 3 cities were home to 1/3 of all immigrants from Central America. The Greater Los Angeles, where about 14% lived, New York City, 10%, and Washington, D.C., 8%, metropolitan areas. Central American immigrants accounted for 5% of the total population of the Greater Washington, D.C. area, more than any other comparable city. Click here for an interactive map that highlights the metro areas with the most immigrants from Central America or other regions. English proficiency. Nearly all Central American immigrants speak a language other than English as their primary language, and they tend to be less proficient in English than the overall U.S. foreign-born population. In 2023, about 67% of Central American immigrants ages 5 and over reported speaking English less than very well, compared to 47% of all immigrants. Guatemalans and Hondurans, 72% apiece, were more likely than other Central Americans to speak English less than very well. 7% of Central American immigrants reported speaking only English at home compared to 17% of the total foreign-born population. Panamanians stood out for being an exception to this trend. 21% reported speaking only English at home. H. Education and employment.